What is up,
Ooh.
guys? Mixed Martial Idiots podcast. I got kicked out to the garage because we got a brand new baby. So here we are. Never mind my nerd nation behind me. We got MMA super fan George Novo. We got Brazilian Jiu Jitsu brown belt Tanner Dunphy. What's up, guys?
God bless
Woo.
it.
Man, it was a good night of fights. I
It was
I
a
don't know about
sneaky
you
good
guys. I
card.
enjoyed it.
It was a good night.
Yeah. What'd you think, George? Good night for you. I mean,
Oh man.
your bet slip looked good there for a minute,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Did that one end up
until it
cashing?
didn't.
No, because I had Buckley for the win.
Oh, Court McGee was for me the one that ruined my night. Court McGee
Oh,
looked like he
man.
forgot how to throw a right hand. Nevertheless, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yeah, grab a drink, mute your boss's Zoom call, and let's talk some violence, fellas. The prelims, the appetizers that slapped mostly.
Yes.
Dude.
All of it.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about UFC Fight Night, Usman versus Buckley in Atlanta, Georgia, that happened this past Saturday. Starting out on the prelims, Jamie Lynn Horth defeated Vanessa Demopoulos via unanimous decision in round one. That was at 125. What do you got on that one, Will?
Vanessa's a dog. I mean, you can't really talk any or throw any shade on her at all after that because she was trying to win the whole time. You know, there's 40 seconds left and she's trying to Imanari roll. She really went for it, but for as good as she is in the grappling, normally I'm yelling at strikers to go get in the jiu-jitsu gym or go find wrestling rounds to stay standing. But this time I got to be scolding the grappler to go, just like Frank Mir said about Brock Lesnar. If you guys have black belts or if you guys have NCAA national championships, i.e. Bo Nickel, go box 1,000 rounds. That's what Vanessa needs to do. And it was just that deficiency that got her beat up. Jamie Lynn Horth, excuse me, she's big for that weight class. And Vanessa was coming up to that weight class, so that's a recipe for disaster, if you ask me. And if you're fighting somebody with that length and that really good striking, we saw it happen later in the card with Edmund Shabazny, and this was just a precursor to that fight. I think great fight for Jamie Lynn Horth. And if you're the girl that fights Hurt next, she's on a hot streak. You might not want anything to do with that.
No, absolutely not. What do you got, George?
Man, let's see. Horth kicked off the night, man, with a performance that was a little bit smooth, kind of like a jar of Skippy. She outworked Demopoulos, who was flopping around like a fish out of water trying to pull off submissions. I think Vanessa's game plan was basically hope for a miracle armbar, but Horth was like, nah, sis, I'm here to punch you in the face and cash my paycheck. Solid W, but let's be real. This was like the equivalent of eating plain toast before the main course. Decent, but nobody's raving about it.
That's true.
Jeez.
Nobody is raving about it. Next up, about at 170, where Phil Rowe rallies, in my opinion, to beat Angelusa in round three with a knockout. Man, I was watching this, and as round three's going on, I'm like, man, Phil's got to finish him for this. Ange is just he's grabbed a hold of him and pinned him up too much and hasn't let Phil do anything. And then Phil did something. Good Lord. With a minute left in the fight, he did something. What do you got on that one, Will?
Dude, I said he was going to make him quit. I didn't know it was going to take him 14 minutes and 15 seconds to make it happen. Luce was hanging in there, bro. That guy's just a tank. And it's just unfortunate because every time Phil Rowe would start to cook, that's when Luce would bust him. And I think you're right. He was down 2 rounds. That's a testament to sticking to it, guys. You can win it at any point. He was losing, and he was losing kind of in a bad way. Every time Luce was connecting, Philly Fresh was having a hard time dealing with it. So for him to rally through that, it was legendary. I yelled, I saved my parlays. Oh, God. You know, that was one that I took a little bit of ridicule on Twitter for picking Phil Rowe and for that
guy. What you got, George?
Phil Rowe, baby, the human skyscraper. turned Lusa into a punching bag, and one of the most savage finishes of the night, actually. Rowe was
For
landing
real.
jabs from another zip code with that 7-inch reach advantage, while Lusa looked like he was trying to wrestle a giraffe. In round 3, Rowe literally held Lusa up like a drunk friend at a bar and just unloaded. My God, bam. Lusa's lights went out faster than a power outage in a horror movie. Rowe's post-fight flex was given the "I'm the new sheriff in town" vibes. Man, Lusa, go work on your cardio, bro. You gassed harder than my uncle after a Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah.
Well, it's that gas tank gets sapped when one, you're landing absolute bombs on a guy and he doesn't go anywhere. Phil was hanging tough, and that guy is just not caring and he's just touching you every time you land, dude. It was a great fight.
Yep.
That was so fun to watch. That was like one of those fights that if you had a homie over and you were trying to get them interested in MMA, normally you get like the Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou fight where you're like, are you guys gonna do anything? What the fuck's going on? This is
Poke it
not
with a
that.
stick.
This was, yes, dude. This was fun to watch. You could set anyone down in front of this and make them a fan of the sport, and that's why we love it so much.
Yeah. Oh, next up, bout number 3 at 135. Ricky Simone, blonde Ricky Simone without a mullet, smothered Cameron Smotherman
Yeah,
for 3 rounds. Got the unanimous decision victory. What do you got on that one, Will?
dude, I'm not discouraged in Cameron Smotherman and the way he finished that fight. He was trying to take Simone's head off. I think this was a hey rookie, welcome to the big leagues fight for him. Just the wealth of experience that Ricky Simone brings to the octagon, and the guy's never not going for it. Anytime Ricky Simone's in there, dude, he knows that his job's on the line. He knows he's got to go out there and collect and get it done. So he's always a hard out. And Cameron Smotherman, he got beat up for a little while, but he dealt with the adversity well. He'll come back again to be the next person that fights Cameron Smotherman. You better look out because that kid's going to have a point of proof. He didn't get melted, dude. So really, that just makes his stock rise, in my opinion, a little bit more.
Man. Ricky Simon, man, did what he does. Grind, wrestle, repeat. Smotherman came in looking like he was auditioning for a Marvel movie, but Simon turned it into an indie flick about survival. Cam was game, but he got smothered, pun intended, by Simon's relentless pressure. This fight was like watching a python squeeze a mouse. Effective, but not exactly pay-per-view material. Ricky's post-fight interview is basically, yo, I'm still here. Give me somebody ranked, bro. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, but maybe add a knockout to your resume next time.
Oh, speaking of knockout,
Woo-woo.
we got
Shoot
2 of
the
them
box.
back to back, and they both earn performance of the night bonus. So I believe they both got KO of the night. They both got 50K.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I would have picked
I
Wellmaker.
know-
I'm
I
biased,
know
but
which
this
one.
one
I
was
know,
fucking
yeah.
sick.
This one was still so
Jeez,
nice.
dude.
Beautiful left hook. By the way, it was a bad night for Cody's on this card. 3 Cody's
bud.
fought, 3 Cody's lost. So to start it off at 125, Jose Ocha knocked out Cody Durden. Oh man,
So are
rough.
we in the
Round 2.
What one of the Cody verses are we in?
The not
It's a
good one
bad
for the Codys.
Right. It's a bad day to be a Cody verse.
Uh-huh.
Bro, this was like in the corner. Diego Lima was like, are you fucking done playing with your food? Will you go get him? And then he went and got him. The first round, I mean, Durden cracked him a couple times, but Ochoa went fucking nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Anytime Durden answered the call, Ochoa put 4, 5, 6 more punches on him. He anti-grappled well. It was just one-way traffic, dude. And the flying knee to start the finish. Shoot the box, baby. Shoot the box. He looked like another one of those. They just have an army of Charles Oliveira's from like 155 down to
That sounds
125
terrifying.
at shoot the box. Yeah.
Man, holy smokes. Jose Ochoa just yeeted Cody Durden into the Codyverse with an uppercut that could have landed a SpaceX rocket. 11 seconds into round 2. He landed a punch so clean it probably ironed his shorts on impact. Cody's legs did the cha-cha before he face planted like he owed the canvas money. Ochoa's first UFC win had the Atlanta crowd losing their minds, and honestly, we were too. Durden's corner needs to have a serious chat about his chin, like, hey dog, you can't be out there being all out of pocket if you can't back it up. Fight of the night contender right here.
Yeah, man. It was knockout of the night, one of the two. And next up, bout number 5.
Oh boy.
Back up to 135. Good Lord. Malcolm
Bro.
Wellmaker doing what Sugar Sean couldn't. And
oh my
shutting
God.
Chris down in round 1. And man, that right hook was massive. Holy smoke. Good Lord. What you got?
Bro,
Give it to me.
so how many shots he took from O'Malley set a record on Chris Moutinho's face.
Yeah.
All right. Then Moutinho proceeded to have one more fight in the UFC, and it was a banger. That guy landed a bunch of shots on him. Since then, he went and won 5 fights. A few of them wars. He has a absolute granite chin. All right. That's a guy we're discussing in camp that we're going to go to his body and try to tear his leg up a lot because we might not be able to knock him out. Wellmaker said, hold my beer.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and the intelligence behind it. He's throwing that body kick. He's throwing that leg kick just so he can use the kick as the feint. How fucking hard does that man hit at 135 pounds to sleep a man with one foot in the air? His foot had not yet touched the canvas when he was landing on Moutinho, and he cleaned him all the way out, dropped him on his face. He only had one foot on the canvas, guys. Let's think about that. Who at 135 is going to handle that shot? This kid is like, he's going to go meteoric. I want to see Peyton Talbot.
Yeah, I saw some
Peyton
people
Talbot,
asking for that as well online.
Let's go.
Peyton Talbot, Malcolm Wellmaker, take my money.
All of it. Take all my money.
What do you got, George?
Woo! Georgia's own Malcolm Wellmaker turned State Farm Arena into his personal hype house when knockout had Moutinho seeing cartoon birds. Wellmaker came out squeaking like he was late for rent. And Chris Moutinho, bless his heart, as they like to say in the South, ate more leather than a vegan's worst nightmare. This finish was so brutal it made the crowd chant Malcolm, Malcolm, like he was the second coming of Mike Tyson. Chris, you're tougher than a $2 steak, but next time maybe duck. Wellmaker's star is rising faster than my blood pressure watching this banger. Good God. I actually we're gonna clip this one and we're gonna tag Marcus on Twitter, Malcolm on Twitter, because man.
Something
if
else.
you don't watch it, somebody's gonna see it and they're gonna be like, "Hey, bro, they're talking about you, bro."
Watching him live, all right. Watching him stone Cameron Simon live was like, okay. Cameron kind of ran at him. To see him shut Chris Moutinho the fuck off with one foot in the air on an off-speed punch, that kid is special, guys. He's got that touch of death. It's
Yeah. The future is very bright for Malcolm Wellmaker. Unfortunately for Chris Moutinho, he's 0-3 in the UFC. This is his second stint. He's probably not going to be in the UFC for much longer. Probably a week more, and then he's out. Moving on, unfortunately, hopefully they give him another shot because it seems like somebody really just wants him to lose, and they put him up against absolute murderers. Give him a shot with somebody normal. Jesus. But
yeah, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to a bout at 170 where Michael Chiesa defeated Court McGee via unanimous decision. What do you got on this one, Will?
This fight was a total Spider-Man meme for 3 fucking rounds. They were even in the open stance position, so they were literally mirroring each other. Chiesa, I would have gave it to him just for the output alone and the variety of shots that he was offering. But Court McGee was right there the whole time. It didn't look as if anyone had a fair advantage over the other or a clear advantage over the other one. Even the commentators were speaking about how, it's just coming down to this last exchange or it's just coming down to this last sequence. So I don't think it was a robbery. I just think, those judges could have flipped a coin in the back and no one would have cried robbery either way.
No, but we did see a robbery after this. Anyways,
Mhm.
what do you think, George, on Chiesa?
Oh
McGee?
man, this is like an infomercial from Lily. Do you or a loved one suffer from insomnia? Watch these guys fight. It's the fight that made Ambien jealous. Kizia and McGee went 15 minutes of grappling that felt like 15 years. It was like watching two dads wrestle over the last slice of pizza at a kid's birthday party. Party, lots of effort, zero excitement. Chiesa's ground game was tighter than skinny jeans in '09, but McGee just wouldn't quit. Even though he was losing every second, every round. Props to both for cardio, but this fight was the bathroom break everyone needed. Next time, fellas, hey, throw a couple of these. Kind of cool. Stuff like that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so let's talk about bout number 7 here. It ended in a no contest. It was Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. Paul threw an up kick that landed on like the clavicle of Bellato. It didn't land on his head. It didn't land on his face. It landed on his neck, shoulder area. He protested as he was falling backwards from the shove. Like he threw his arms up looking at the ref. And then he closed his eyes and flopped on the ground. And that was, to me, it looked like very blatant flopping. What's your take on that?
Honestly, hopefully Bellato had to poop real bad and saw his out and just wanted to grab a win on the way out. Because that's the only thing that would explain
This
it for me.
isn't
How
the first incident with Bellato backing out of a fight. He backed out previously, said he had a herpes outbreak, like
oh,
the day of the fight, and backed out of a fight.
he should just be more careful in general, is what I'll say about this. And that's about it. He should just do a better job collectively.
So, all right. In this instance, is this not the same thing that happened to old girl that fought Zhang Wei Li? Like she got slept and then they picked her up and they're like, "Oh, round
Oh
two."
no.
No,
No. Zhang legally finished that fight.
Yeah, that
That
should
was
have
done.
been stopped because she went to sleep. Way
Yes.
different. This shouldn't have been a
Legally.
no contest. This, if anything, I guess should have been stopped. If you're gonna flop like that to a legal kick, then
Bro, but he was
that's
out.
finished.
No, I don't
He
think
was.
so.
I don't think he was out.
You don't.
So the fight that was canceled
He
was
was still
the fight
wrestling
against
the
Paul
ref.
Craig.
He was still
canceled the
fighting
fight.
the ref, dude.
Yeah, that was a facade.
So
Look, man,
he
he
Anyway.
canceled his fight. He was supposed to fight Paul Craig in May. He canceled that fight day of and was like, I have a herpes outbreak. I can't fight him." And then this happens. He sees his out and takes a dive. I don't know. Maybe he is really terrified Paul Craig's going to break his arm like we've seen Paul Craig do before.
I don't know. I think he's just accident prone.
So
I don't know.
So what are we gonna say? Craig was all my bad in post fight, but come on, bro, you know the rules. And then Bellato deserves an Oscar for selling that knockout. It's the
Well-
weirdest plot twist of the night.
So like Craig, Craig is waiting for him to get off that knee to make it a legal strike. So he fucked up the timing. That's what, but also like Tanner said, it looked like it didn't touch the
It didn't
face
touch
at
his
all.
face at all. I saw
looked like it
plenty of
hit him in the-
angles of it. It did not
So
touch
if
his
that
face.
strikes the clavicle, if that hits that collarbone, that's a completely legal strike. If you look at Gilbert Burns and Hamzat Chimaev,
Mhm.
Gilbert Burns uses a get up from half guard where he just literally donkey kicks Hamzat in the chest with a flat foot. Completely legal, very painful, but completely legal. As long as it doesn't hit him in the neck or face, it's a legal shot.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know.
Menafield,
Maybe.
Umar.
Yes. Yeah, let's
Dude.
move on to the main card. Get away from that mess. It's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. I don't want to. So at light heavyweight, Alonzo Menifield squeaks by Umar Sy in the unanimous decision. What do you got on that one, Will?
Man, at the end, I didn't know how Alonzo won it, honestly.
I didn't either. I thought Umar
was
gonna
like,
get his
what?
hand raised.
Me too. The grappling, he was
hoping for
precedent.
Alonzo, but
Well, so Alonzo cracked with him and turned him
Yeah.
into a wrestler, and apparently he had the grappling advantage. And if I'm fighting a guy like Alonzo Menifield, just built like that, and he
I'm
can't
gonna
wrestle like me,
grapple him.
yeah, bud, we're not doing that. You're not throwing those at me.
That's
So
what I said when we started watching it. And I saw Umar trying to wrestle him. I was like, "That's the exact strategy I would take if I
yeah,
was told I
let
had
him
to fight
get
Alonzo
tired.
Menifield.
Yeah,
I'm not
those
gonna let you
big
try to punch
muscles.
me. Fuck that.
No, I'm gonna fill those big
Atomic?
muscles up with blood, and then we can maybe throw some hands later when you can't lift your fists above your chin. Then we can
Exactly.
box a little bit.
Then we can talk
But
about
no, man, it was a weird fight. That was a weird one. The judges, I think, dropped the ball on it, but that just teaches Umar a lesson. Like, you can't play with your food, man. You got to go hard in practice so you can go hard in the fight. To me, it just looked like he wasn't confident in his cardio. If you're like Nate Landwehr, that dude can wrestle. He's completely confident in his cardio, right? So he's not going to stop on that. This guy, he needs to go in there and hit that cardio hard so he doesn't have those deficiencies, and then you leave a win on the table. It would have been a big win for him too.
Would have been, yeah. What do you got on it, George?
Man, I'll give Menafield credit. You know, he ate some shots, and the thing that probably cost Umar, you know, this fight is the constant stepping back. You know, he was ready to have that movement to step back, step to the left, step to the right, and possibly counter. And whenever a dude's only throwing one punch, he doesn't give you much to counter. You know, he was waiting for Menafield to come in and throw a couple jabs and be like, oh, all right, now I got his timing, and it just didn't happen. I think that's what the refs saw and why they gave it to him, is it just looked like he was more passive, even though if you were counting strikes, he probably had him beat. But yeah, good fight though. Not taking anything away from him, but I don't see Menafield going real far in the division right now, just being a striker.
No. There's way better strikers, which we'll get to next week when we talk about next week. But let's move on to bout number 9. Mansoor Abdul Malik defeated Cody Brundage via technical decision. It was a weird ending there. The fight was stopped with 36 seconds into round 3. So they judged it based. I thought it was going to be a no contest at first, but they judged it based on what we had previously seen. What do you got on this one, Will?
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Cody Brundage. I don't have faith in him a lot of times because he makes silly decisions. He looked phenomenal on the feet, honestly. That was the best he's ever looked. He moved. His footwork was great. It was a good fight. I actually really enjoyed it. They had their bonehead moments, but they worked to a good pace. Middleweight is not a division where you see guys putting that massive output out frequently. That's why when you see like a Sean Strickland or like a Imavov or like a Fluffy Hernandez, hands down, like guys like that who can push and push and push and push for the entire 5 minutes, and then they're not gassed to start the next round. It was pretty fun to watch. Mansour was about to get him out of there. I think that it was starting to go downhill for him for Cody Brundage. He couldn't find that right hand when Mansour was teeing off, and Mansour was walking through whatever Cody was landing. He took the pop out of it a little bit. Stopped early, but I feel like that's the way it was going to go, and I feel like Mansour was going to finish him, and it kind of saved him a little bit from, getting knocked out at the end rather than having this decision loss.
What do you got, George?
Man, Mansour's out here collecting scalps, man, like he's in a video game. Poor Cody, man, tried, but that accidental head clash just hastened the inevitable, man. This dude's for real. I look forward to his next fight.
Yeah, I do too. He moved up to 9-0 with this. Next up,
Eric Nixick, dude. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
Yeah.
but
You're
the
good.
Extreme Couture and Eric Nixick, that's where he trains out of, and another guy a couple fights after this trains from there. And if you fucking want to be a good striker, go see Eric Nixick. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
man, dude. Barcelos and Garbrandt, this was another wild one in the Cody verse tonight.
Yep, the
Dude.
last of the Codys to die. We had Rony Barcelos getting Cody Garbrandt down to 14-7 with a unanimous decision victory over him. This was at 135. Kind of sucks seeing. Cody cracked him a few good times, but that didn't help. What do you got, Will?
Man, Barcelos is like one of those rare dudes like Clay Guida who just finds a way to get it done when they're old, man. And another guy, Kamaru Usman, we'll talk about later, 38 years old. Like, these dudes are gems out here. He just knows how to win. He started to crack a little bit, but when he got overwhelmed with Cody's boxing, which happened a couple times, he just kind of changed the game. Even if it stayed striking, he just made it way uglier. Like, fine, I'll take one, but I'm going to hit you too. Dude, I don't know where Cody goes from there. He changes a lot now. He bounces around.
He's going to need to change his name because apparently Cody ain't working.
All right. Well, yeah, dude, I don't know. Somebody's got to take Barcelos out, but maybe it'll be Malcolm Wellmaker.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
He's not walking through that. Dude had 1 foot in the air, Tanner. I
know.
have nightmares about that.
I'm probably going to rewatch it like 13 times in the next 2 days.
Motino has no fucking clue what happened yet.
George, what's your take on Barcelos Garbrandt?
Man, Cody was popping off jabs and hooks in round one, but Barcelos weathered the storm, man, like a seasoned pirate on them stormy seas. Took it over with relentless pressure, man. Round three, Garbrandt was gassed, looking like he ran a marathon in flip-flops. Rony's grappling and cardio were a chef's kiss. The judges agreed. Cody, your chin's still suspect and your gas tank's on empty. Barcelos, man, you are a dark horse that nobody saw coming.
Gucci
Peyton Talbot
flip-flops.
did.
Oh, next up, 185. Edmund Shabazzian
Boo.
beating Andre Petroski. Unanimous decision. Will, what you got on this one?
I wish there was 45 more seconds left in that fight so I could see Juicehead Petroski get slept by that Amish-looking Edmund Shabazzian. Dude, I fucking love Edmund Shabazzian. Oh, he came in with Ronda Rousey's coach, dude, and it was rough, right?
Wait, yeah.
Shabazzian, yeah, he came in with him, and it was rough for him because that guy just didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. It became evident through both the beginning of his career when he had his hot spots and he'd fall off here and there. He really had no
Talking
ground
about
defense.
Coach Edmonds?
Coach Edmonds, yes. So to see him end up at Eric Nixick's camp and to hear him Nixick talk about, Edmonds showed up and he's like, I don't even want to be one of your main guys. He's like, who do you have that fights all the time? Sean Strickland. Okay, I'm going to be his main sparring partner. And Edmund would, like, when Izzy was fighting Sean Strickland for the belt, Edmund went 5 rounds with Sean Strickland the Thursday before that fight, right? So just the looks and the training he gets at Extreme Couture, bud, it paid off. Like, you spar Roman Dolidze, Dominic Reyes, Sean Strickland back to back to back, and then you go in there and you fight Andre Petroski. That's fucking light work, son. And he was boxing his ears off. Petroski ran into every limb that Shabazzian could fucking throw at him, dude. And Shabazzian's anti-grappling looked great. His boxing looked nasty. He put the hurt on Petroski several times, man. That was a fun Edmund to watch. Let's get Kelvin Gastelum, Edmund Shabazzian.
Okay. I'll watch that. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Man, I feel like if you were in the same house as somebody from Boston, they'd say he's back and he brought the sauce. Talking about Edmund, man. Petroski came in.
He brought that extra spicy sauce.
That's what I'm talking about. It's fucking hot. Petroski came in looking to wrestle, and Shabazzian was like, I'm allergic to that ground bullshit, and kept it standing. Edmund striking was crisper than a fresh Pringle, and he pieced up Petroski like a jigsaw puzzle. Andre's tougher than a $5 burger, baby, but he couldn't close that gap. Shabazzian's glow up had the Atlanta crowd hyped, and he's got that I'm ready for a ranked opponent energy. It was so nice watching somebody just desperately try to get it to the ground and make it grimy, and then somebody have an answer for it with their hands like, nah, take this uppercut when you try to grab my face. No, I'm gonna get an underhook, push you to the side, and then punch you in the face for trying it. Like, I love that. More people do that to grapplers.
Yes, we like punishing crotch sniffers.
Yes. Petroski was just like defeated, man. It was hilarious. There were a couple of those exchanges you saw in his face. He was like, damn, that was a good one, too. I thought I had that.
My favorite thing about the whole situation was every time, didn't matter what the attack was, whether Petroski was throwing a leg kick, whether Petroski was trying to throw a lead hook, whatever, every time he flinched, even when he was going for a single leg, if he flinched, Edmund put a jab on his nose. And some of those times that Petroski shot like a half-assed takedown and his chin was straight in the air were those shots that really rocked the shit out of Petroski. It wasn't like Petroski was throwing a hard punch. He was like bringing his whole ass to Edmund in a shot, and Edmund just stuck a stiff jab on his nose. It was beautiful.
Yep. It was. It really was.
That's takedown defense, guys. 101. Step 1, punch him in the fucking nose.
Yes.
Next up, at 125, the co-main, Rose back in the win column against Miranda Maverick via unanimous decision. What do you got on that one, Will?
She did it a way that I didn't think she was going to do it. Like, of course, she had the advantage in the striking. Miranda hit her with the head kick early. It didn't it wasn't like detrimental to Rose. And she was going to finish the fight, but it was like put her on notice. And then Rose started grappling her. Who saw that? I didn't see that coming at all. You know, Miranda Maverick's a beast of a grappler. If that's the Rose we're going to get now, it's like when Shevchenko switched over from knocking everyone out to throwing people on their head and strangling them. And it was like, oh, well, she's never going to lose again. If Rose can outbox you and then out wrestle someone like Miranda Maverick, she's either going to go get the belt again or she's going to break our hearts again. I hope she goes and gets that belt again.
I hope so too. I want to point out she's always had grappling. She just fell in love with her striking more. I mean, one of her first fights, she got a flying armbar. She rear naked choked Angela Hill and Paige Van Zant and Michelle Watterson. So her grappling has always been really good. She just stopped using it and started relying on her striking. She fell in love with the striking. I get it.
Yeah, she met Trevor Whitman. I understand.
She also had a bit of a problem with Jessica Andrade. She tried to grapple Jessica Andrade and got slammed on her head in that Kimura. And I think that that really shut her willingness to grapple down. Then she ran into Carla again. But anyways, happy to see her doing it. Happy to see her getting a dub with it, you know? What do you got,
For
George?
sure.
Man, post edit, can we get some Trick Daddy on this, baby? Because I'm a thug. Man, Rose is still that chick. Miranda Maverick came in hot talking about how she was going to be grappling and that she knows all Rose's tendencies because she spars with her. Well, guess what happened? Maybe next time she shouldn't focus on curls and chest day and maybe do some more stand up, some sparring instead of focusing on some
Well,
squats.
you know, Rose had a secret weapon in her camp named Jillian Robertson, and that girl can grapple with any female on the roster.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I
Yeah.
and there is no asterisk there. She can grapple with every single female under contract.
Well, regardless, like I said, Maverick was talking about grappling Rose into the oblivion, and Namajunas was like, "Hey, I've been champ twice. Sit down, rookie." Rose's striking was poetry in motion,
And then
jabs,
sat her
kicks, and a
down.
teep that had Maverick second guessing her life choices. Miranda got some takedowns, but Rose popped up faster than a TikTok dance. The judges gave Rose the clean sweep, and she'll be back in the flyweight title conversation. Maverick, you're young, you'll bounce back, but don't step to the queen without a crown. Rose, keep shining, girl.
Yes. Oh, moving on to the main event. The Nigerian Nightmare's back. Kamaru Usman getting it done at 170 against Joaquin Buckley.
Damn
Getting
it.
the fight of the night. Unanimous decision. It was a good fight. Joaquin didn't go down without a fight, but he did struggle, man. Kamaru brought out that grappling, and it showed every other welterweight just how to beat Joaquin. So he has to work on that moving on. Has to get his grappling up. As far as Kamaru, it's nice to see that his knees are not failing him and he can get some grappling in. So hopefully we see a resurgence in Kamaru. It was rough seeing him go on a 3-fight losing skid. So, but I really don't think I want to count the Hamzat fight because, man, he took that on short notice and he did so well.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
So
If that was you make that a 5-rounder, and Hamzat's in trouble in round 4, I
Uh-huh.
think.
yeah, I agree. Yeah. So what do you got on this one, Will?
Dude, yeah, it's like his knees
Oh
haven't failed him
my
yet. I
God.
feel like it's a ticking time bomb situation, right? Because how many people do we know that train or compete at a super high level that they have a ticking time bomb somewhere that they'll tell you about in practice, but maybe like there's no way you're going to know in competition. It's just something when you train with that person. You know, I have them myself. We know about, people train with us. They know about those things.
Yes.
It could happen at any moment, but it was beautiful to see. Dude, he shot from far away. He didn't have to go engage to the
know.
body and trip him
was
and stuff like
incredible.
that. It was explosive. If that Usman showed up for 5 rounds against Leon the first time, I don't think we even have the Leon Edwards arc. I think that we get to he might still be holding the belt now because shoulda, coulda,
Well,
woulda, but Bilal's not beating him.
hold on. The first Leon fight,
Right.
I thought he was doing all right until he wasn't.
He was winning.
Yeah.
Right. He was winning.
The second
but yeah,
one, not so much.
No, he didn't. But no, he looked great in this. It was more of a vintage Kamaru look. The hands looked really potent still.
Yes.
That's something you worry about. You worry about a guy who's on a losing streak, like if they're going to really sit on those punches or just try to add them up and win a percentage game. Kamaru was going out there to fucking take it from Buckley. He felt disrespected, you could tell. And I like that Kamaru Usman. In the post-fight presser, he's talking about they're asking him about Bilal Muhammad. He's saying, I don't even know who that guy is. Next question.
Yeah.
So, like, I fucking love this Kamaru Usman. When he was the Nigerian Nightmare coming up, he was the boogeyman. And if you run into that, maybe that Kamaru Usman shows up a couple more times. Dude, he's a handful for every single person at middleweight and obviously at welterweight.
Yeah, I agree. He's an absolute problem. What do you got, George?
Man, dude, this one put me through it. This tanked the last slip that I had going, and I bet the whole card. I bet all but I think 2 fights on this slip, and I got them all except for this fight. And man, Buckley had me rooting for this like Rocky. I felt like, Adrian telling him he could do it over there in the corner.
You could do it, Buck.
It
You
felt
could
like
do it.
felt like Mickey. You need greasy, fast speed, but it didn't work. And I feel bad in a way that you could put me in the column of haters that I thought Kamaru was washed. I was like,
Same.
oh, this is a lock. This is a lock. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna try to get a takedown. He's gonna realize he can't get dude down. He's gonna wear out his cardio, and then Buckley's gonna catch him. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Obviously, it went completely the other way, and I'm not mad at that. I hope that the same thing happens to him that happens to other people that we see come back and go on to have dominant title runs. I hope that he goes to the gym and gets somebody like Marab or Mighty Mouse or Aljo or somebody like that to train with him his ground game. Teach him how to not only avoid the ground, but whenever you get there, sweep, get up, or at least punish them for taking you down. That's where you really break their will, is when you get good enough that you could do some ground and pound whenever you reverse and sweep and then stand up. Like, did that feel good? Those couple shots to the ribs? All right, fucker, now let's get back to standing. Think about that next time you take me down. And I hope that's what happens for Buckley, because the dude is just like Malcolm Wellmaker. Dude is exciting to watch, has ridiculous dynamite in his hands. Regardless, if he never won another fight again, who's going to take away that Cal Saganay knockout from him?
Oh, Impa Kasanganai.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
and he's knocked out Wonder Boy, dude. Like even knocking out Wonder Boy. What?
I'm just saying it's a highlight reel. I mean, both of those knockouts were great.
Tyron Woodley tried to do that for an hour.
He hit Wonder Boy with like a perfect Roy Jones Jr. lunging hook. Like it looked like a video game, like somebody nailed him on Fight Night. I was like, is that real? He just put it all in that punch.
yes, he did that. So weird thing here. Moving on to next week. We had Kamaru Usman ending this week, and then we have his brother starting out next week's fights. Muhammad Usman is starting out the card of Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, UFC Fight Night in Azerbaijan, June 21st, which we'll get into right now. Starting off, like I said, Muhammad Usman fighting Hamdi Abdel Wahab. This is a heavyweight bout, and I think I'm going to go with Hamdi. He's 4-0, new guy, but Muhammad Usman is not like his brother. He is not on always. He is a lot more hit or miss, and I've seen him be missed quite a bit. So I got to go with the new guy, Hamdi. What you got, Will?
I'm going with Hamdi as well. I have him at 6-0 with 5 knockouts. And let me tell you what, man, these dudes, he's a sprawl and brawl guy, but he's 260 pounds. And do you not think that he has somebody his size or bigger shooting on his legs all the time? Muhammad, he's a little prideful. He's not, as Tanner said, he's not like Kamaru. He doesn't have the ability to take that outside shot from far away, get low, change levels, and be athletic like that. He's athletic in a different way. He gets a hold of somebody, he runs him to the fence, he's big and strong and slams him. He's not going to have that chance with the dude that's 260 and the same height as him. And the only thing he does every single day at class is keeps people the fuck off him, because he has the talent in his strikes and the power in his hands to just end it immediately. I think Muhammad is a little prideful. He gets touched early, tries a silly shot, and then Hamdi's going to sprawl because that's what the fuck he does. And you're going to see the deer in the headlights look coming out of Muhammad. And either he's going to meet him in the middle and it's going to be fireworks till it goes to the end, or it's going to be one-way traffic. I would lean towards one-way traffic.
You're probably thinking, or you probably saw two of his bare knuckle MMA fights on there. I wasn't counting those as regular,
Okay.
but he
No,
has
I just pulled up
two.
his ESPN profile.
He has 2 round 1 under a minute bare knuckle MMA wins.
Dude.
Yeah, in Jorge Masvidal's MMA division.
Yep, I see those. Yep.
So,
Yep.
yeah, terrifying.
Big bombs.
Yeah, what do you got, George?
It's $15 on Hamdi.
I like it.
But via KO or money line, what are we doing?
Yeah, where are
We'll do double chance by KO, DQ, TKO, or decision.
we at? Okay. Next up, 125, Tagir Ulanbekov is fighting Azat Maksum. I got to go with Tagir in this one. I like Tagir. I like what I've seen out of Tagir. He was supposed to fight Kyoji Horiguchi, but Horiguchi withdrew from the fight, so now he's fighting Azat. Azat is 15-1, Tagir 16-2. But like I said, I like the wrestling I've seen out of Tagir. He's got that tough combat sambo background. So I'm gonna go with Tagir. What do you got, Will?
Man, Maksham, Azat Maksham, his only loss is that decision to Charles Johnson. The dude's so good, man. He's 17-1. He has 5 knockouts, 7 submissions. Now, to your point about Tagir, he's got 8 submission wins himself. He has a tendency to get a little bit behind on the feet, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I think that he's good enough in the striking to get it where he needs to get a hold of Maksham, and it's going to end up a grappler's delight. I think it's going to be fun for a guy like you and I to watch. I think that the MMA super fan George Novo over here is going to be shitting on us the whole time in the group chat, but you and I are going to have a great time watching this fight, and I'm with you. I'm taking Tiger or whatever his name is, that terrifying Abe Lincoln man that could submit me in a grappling match.
Yes. Put some respect on his name.
Yes, Tagir.
What do you got in
I
this one,
respect you.
George?
I'm going with Azat Maxim. He will punch.
It's not a bad pick.
It's not a bad pick. No.
No, and go to DraftKings, maybe see what him by finish would look like, because you're probably going to get decent odds. $5 might make you some money.
It's true. All right. Next up at 135 in the women's division, Irina Alexieva is fighting Claudia Segola. I'm going with Irina out of this one. She's 5-2. Claudia's 6-2, but I like the grappling that I've seen out of Irina, and I think that's where she's going to shine. What do you got in this one, Will?
I think you're right. I think it's not the top game so much as both of them have a decent top game. Obviously, in MMA, if you don't have a good top game, then your coach probably shouldn't let you fucking fight. Okay, you see lots of guys not be able to establish control, keep someone there. Both these ladies can do that. It's the in between parts for Irina. Her judo's a little bit better. Her wall work's a little bit better, and the damage that she causes in the clinch is much better. So I'm going to go with her as well.
George?
Yeah, I think old girl's gonna overwhelm her with striking. How do you say her name?
Irina?
Yeah, I think she's gonna whoop on her.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Next up, another women's bantamweight bout where Darya Zelenzyukova, that's a rough one, is getting a rematch with Melissa Mullins. I think Melissa Mullins is going to get it done again. She finished her in the first round last time they fought, and I expect Daria to probably put up a better fight this time. She's gotten a few more fights in since then. She lost to Eileen Perez in round 1 though to Arm Triangle last. So I expect Melissa Mullins to get it done again. What do you got, Will?
Yeah, I also expect that. It's just the gap, and it was a quick knockout. But even before that fight, breaking it down, I think the gap in the striking was immense, and I don't think there was enough time to make it up. And I don't think Daria has closed the gap in the grappling. But that's another thing that you can look at DraftKings. Maybe look at something by submission. Maybe Daria comes out and Imanari rolls, hit something cool, look at some odds, but I'm taking Mullins.
It's a good call. George?
I've watched some clips of the Mullins girl, and yeah, it's not gonna go good for Daria. I think that Russian toughness isn't gonna be enough.
Okay. Okay. Next up. This one's a tough one. This is a middleweight bout. Ishmael Nardiv is fighting Jun Young Park. So if Park shows up, Park is really, really good. Um, but Park has a tendency to not show up. If you look at his record, he's fought some tough guys. He fought Shavkat early on in their career in 2016. And then when he gets to the UFC, he fights Anthony Hernandez off the start, and then into Mark Andre Barrios, John Phillips, Gregory Rodriguez, Eric Anders, Andre Munoz, and recently Brad Tavares. So the guy's been in the UFC for a minute. He's fought some tough guys. He's got some good wins, but he's also got some dumb losses. I'm gonna go with Ishmael on this one. What do you
Yeah,
got, Will?
I'm gonna go with Ishmael as well. It's a rare time. It's a rare instance when someone has the experience advantage. He has more fights than the Iron Turtle, Jin Young Park, and he's younger than Jin Young Park. And the kid is just good everywhere. Not to say that the Iron Turtle is not. He's very good on the ground, and he has absolute dynamite in his hands. He knocks dudes out. He's actually the betting favorite right now is the Iron Turtle. So I look at Ishmael as my upset of the week as far as the betters. Now, casuals might call that because it's a betting line, but hardcore fans are going to know this Ishmael guy. He blends stuff together well. He has 12 knockout wins in his career, something crazy like that. Let me just confirm that before I stick my foot in my mouth. 12 knockout wins in his career. He's got 6 submission wins. He can handle himself everywhere. He has a nasty clinch game. And he's a very intelligent guy. I think Jin Young, he might come out hot, but Ishmael's going to have an answer for him. Now, all this may be in vain, and the Iron Turtle come out and crack him with one right in the forehead, and it's over with. But I don't see that happening. I think Ishmael gets it done here.
I agree.
Mm.
What you got, George?
I'm gonna say June Young's cardio and pace is gonna smother Ismail, and I'm gonna give it Park by submission round 3.
Okay. Okay, I like it. Park by submission. I think Park could win. Like I said, when Park shows up, Park is good. He's real good. So it wouldn't surprise me if Park wins. Next up, we have a welterweight bout where Seokyeon or KO is taking on Oban, the Welsh gangster Elliott. Um, I think I'm gonna go with KO on this one.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like Oban Elliott, but I really like what I've seen out of KO. So yeah, I think I'm going KO on this one.
So this is his first official fight in the UFC for
Yeah.
KO. And dude, the streak that Obon Elliott is on. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's on an 8-fight win streak. He knocked out Basil Hafez in his last fight. He's 4-0 in the UFC, and he's got that. I don't know, man. He's got that something about him. He has dynamite in his hands. He has really good anti-grappling. He has really good submissions. I think that it's tailor-made for KO. Does he have a nickname? That'd be much
KO is
better.
his nickname.
Oh, damn. Well, Team Stun Gun. This guy. See, yeah, it's tailor-made for an upset. All right? This is tailor-made for an upset. This is a trap. That's what it is. But I'm picking Obon Elliott because I love the guy, and I'm a dumbass.
This is kind of a catch him. I feel like Obon Elliott could get it done. I mean, he's crafty, man. He finds a way no matter what.
I know. But it's tailor-made. It's Team Stun Gun, Tanner. It's too perfect. That guy looks like a bad guy from a Jet Li movie.
No, you're right. You're right. It's a
trap.
What you got, George?
So what happened 2 weeks ago? A little guy named Patchy Mix came to the big leagues and shit the bed. I think the same thing's going to happen to KO. I think Elliott's going to decision him. I think the vet's going to take him to the brink, and he's going to be like, damn, these boys can brawl up here.
Okay. You believe that. Okay. All right. All right.
Oh, boy. Will, it's Special Raymond.
Not right now. We have a show to do.
Next up at featherweight, Muhammad Naimov is fighting Bogdan Grad. Another really close one, but I think Bogdan's going to get it done. I think Bogdan's his striking is again top tier. So yeah, I think Bogdan's going to get it done. What do you got, Will?
I think so too, man. I think Muhammad's chin is also sus. When he doesn't get knocked out, he gets hit a lot. It's straight in the air, and it turns him into a grappler really fast. He's just one of those guys that gets tagged often. And Bogdan is not the dude to get tagged by at 145 pounds. That dude looks like a Ninja Turtle if he took his shell off. He is a tank. And this dude is sitting at plus 190 right now. So I'm sure that by the end of the week, the bettors will have changed this line drastically. So you're going to want to get on DraftKings or whoever you bet through right now and look at the odds for knockout because he's the underdog. Bogdan Grad is the underdog right now. Lock in your parlays right now. By the end of the week, you're not going to get that.
Yeah. George?
Bogdan Grad, TKO round 2. That dude, his ground and pound is silly. Everybody that I've watched him fight, he has beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next up at 155, Nazim Sadikov fighting Nicholas Mata. I'm going with Sadikov. What do you got, Will?
And yes, I'm going with Sadikov as well as like in analytics standpoint. I'm going with him. He's minus 475. This is another trap for me, all right? Because it's so easy to say, let's go ahead and go with him. He's a Ray Longo guy. He trains at Sarah Longo. He's 10-1. He's a southpaw, but he's bistantial. He's got power everywhere. But Nicholas Mota is what? An extreme couture guy. What were we just talking about with Eric Nixick and what he did with those guys striking? If I'm making a sheet out and you're forcing me to take picks, I'm picking Nazim Sadikov, but I'm going to be chewing my nails off while this fight's going on, fully knowing that Nicholas Mota could show up and clean his clock.
Yes. What you got, George?
I'm gonna say Nazim's gonna try to wrestle, but Nicholas gonna light him up like a Baku skyline at night. Prediction: Mata, baby, KO round 1, sending the local fans into a sad kebab spiral.
Oh my god.
Mota. Nicholas Mota.
Next up, another lightweight bout where Mikdebek Orbai is
Oral
fighting.
by.
Yes, Orbai is fighting Tofik Musayev. Um, this is Musayev's first bout in the UFC. He's coming over from Ryzen. He was also in Bellator. So we've seen how that's played out, but he actually has a win over Patricky Pitbull. So
Jeez.
we can toss that out there.
Right.
Patricky is not the one that came to the UFC.
Right.
I think I've got to go with Oralby on this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Oralby. What do you got, Will?
Same. And I'm just picking from the hot hand that the UFC guys have had against the guys coming over from other promotions, like George was talking about. Oralby's also 27 years old. He's also 13-2-1. He's a big dude for the weight class. He's 5'10", but he is a thick boy. He never looks undersized at lightweight when he's in there. Dude's 35 years old. He's 35 years old and has 27 fights in his career. And if he's coming from Ryzen, he wasn't fighting bums. He's going to be beat on a little bit when he comes over here. And Oralby is game, dude. So, yeah, give me Oralby. Probably by finish, too. Late.
Yeah. What do you got, George?
So, I'm on Bet365 right now. I just locked one in. Not only is Bogdan Grad an underdog, you know who else is an underdog on here right now? By plus 100. Ignacio Bahamondes.
Whoa.
Oh.
So, a five-legger, fellas.
It's kind of understandable currently. He's
Hamdi,
up and coming.
Bogdan, Curtis Blades, Bahamondes, and Khalil Roundtree. Plus 1,800 odds. $9 will get you $198.
Hit it.
I'm not so fast on that one because we're about to break down the fight. I think it's going to fuck that parlay.
Don't do it to me. Don't do it. Look, Will, look me in the eyes right now. All right, look me in the eyes. Don't do it to me. All right.
I'm sorry,
our
fam.
Our boy's gonna come through. Okay. Our boy's gonna come through.
He's chinny right now.
Shut your dirty little mouth. Right. Next up, at heavyweight.
This guy's powered by the god of D-ball.
That's true.
The Lords of Trin.
That's true. He has failed when he fought Renan Ferreira. That was overturned to no contest because he was on like 18 different freaking performance enhancing drugs. He was on all of them.
These are Russian
They said,
vitamins.
"What steroids are you on?" He said, "Yes, I am on all of them." So it's Curtis Blade versus Rizvan Kuniev, and Razor Blades is going to get it done. All right, he needs this. Okay, he needs this. George, we're gonna skip to you because fuck Will. I don't want to hear it.
Blades is a wrestling machine. My God, he's got a family. He could take down a Buffalo. But Kuniev's got that Russian striking that's meaner than a Moscow winner. I think Curtis is going to try to grind and Rizvan's going to land a counter. But I think Blades is also going to land a counter. And he's going to get an old club, beat the shit out of Rizvan. I think they're going to be swinging like Rock'em Sock'em robots. And Rizvan's going to overstep and think, I got him. He ain't got no cardio. And then Curtis going to be like, haha, I got you. Bam! And then it's going to be over.
I like it. Any
Will,
means necessary.
You say nothing. You let me have these.
Yes. Anyways, on to the co-main.
He's like, I'm messaging you right now directly how stupid you are. That's what he's saying. This is what's going to happen.
All right, let's see it. Let's hear it, Will. Come on.
Oh man, no, My heart's telling me Blades, but my brain's telling me the steroids guy. That's where I'm at right now.
All right.
I really want Curtis Blades to win, dude, but the steroids guy's fighting, and I don't trust him to not do fucking steroids. And Curtis Blades been chinny. That's where I'm at.
This is fair. I see how you could do the math here.
Yeah.
Right. I see where this adds up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not talk about it. All right. Let's just
Yep.
pray and we'll see. Come on, Curtis. Please do it for us. All right. Next up at 155. There's some good 155ers on this. We have an absolute banger fight of the night right here. Rafael Fiziev is taking on Ignacio Bahamundes. La Jaula. I got to go with Bahamundes. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. I think this is I also say I think this is too early for Rafael to be fighting after going to war with Justin Gaethje. But we'll see.
Right. It was a war with Justin Gaethje, and then Gamrot where he blew his knee out, and then he went to another war with Justin Gaethje.
Yeah, but the Gamrot thing in the other Gaethje fight was 2 years ago.
Not fair.
The last Gaethje fight was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Yeah, 3 months ago.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So, what do you got, Will?
Dude, I think that all right. Valley Flow, they hit a low patch. They got the win with Yair. Then they lost with Bilal. They lost with Juliana. So it's a low patch right there. Chuck Buffalo got slept by Mike Malott. But, dude, I just think that Ignacio Bahamundes is going to be the guy that picks that gym back up. I think that, yes, Fiziev has fought a lot of bangers. I mean, his last 3 fights were 2 against Justin Gaethje and once against Gamrot. And their banger, Justin Gaethje is a killer striker, but just in a different way than Ignacio Bahamundes. Ignacio switches stances so fluidly. He'll do it as he approaches you, as he evades you. He knows when to throw the weapon from either side. He knows how to apply the pressure, and what did he do his last fight? He slapped on a triangle and strangled a guy out. So the guy's grappling, I think, is going to be better than Fiziev's, especially because he's going to use the Yair Rodriguez approach. And that is, I'm going to hit you so fucking hard for the entire time we're on our feet in so many different ways that you're going to panic shoot on me and then you're going to get triangled or armbarred. I see either the Jalen Turner type finish where he's lighting up Fiziev. Fiziev took down Gaethje, guys, but Gaethje's going to get up and box you. If you take down Ignacio Bahamundes, if you take down a Yair Rodriguez, these guys are triangling you. They're not looking to just give you their neck. That's not going to happen. So if Fiziev plays that game and gives his neck up, Ignacio is going to take it from him. If Fiziev wants to play at range, Fiziev is 5'8", Ignacio is 6'3". That teep kick, those straight punches, those knees, uppercuts, it's going to be no picnic for Fiziev to get in there. I don't know that Fiziev gets finished because he didn't get finished against Gaethje. But the probability is high, man. I would go submission Ignacio Bahamundes.
Okay. Submission. I like it. I think it's going to be by striking, man. I do. I think
he makes a panic shoot.
I think exactly what you just said. He's long. He's really long. So
6'3",
and he knows how to use it so efficiently, and that's going to be the downfall for Fiziev. Fiziev is so small, and he's going to struggle to get on the inside with Ignacio. But that's just my opinion on it. What do you got, George?
Man, Fiziev has got that Muay Thai heat, but Ignacio fights so long because of his height and his, his reach. He's longer than a CVS receipt, man, and he strikes like he's auditioning for a kung fu flick.
So I
Um,
love that.
Raphael's gonna try to chop legs, but Ignacio's gonna reach. He's gonna keep him at bay, kind of like the social distancing champ, you know. I'm giving it Bahamondes by knockout round 3, leaving Vizig cursing his short arms.
Okay. Yes. I like it. Next up, the main event at 205. We have Jamal Hill taking on Khalil Roundtree. Man, I gotta go with my boy Khalil. I just think he's gonna be too much. He's too powerful. His strikes are so strong. Good lord, man. He had Alex Pereira in trouble for a minute. You know, um, I think Khalil's striking is second only to Pereira's in this division. So I see him getting it done, and I see him getting it done viciously. What do you got, Will?
I see. Remember Jamal Hill's last fight when he was double knee sleeved? And he's
Oh
got
yeah.
those skinny legs with no calf muscle.
Yep.
What does Khalil Roundtree do to people's legs? I mean, we're talking about Eric Anders. We're talking about Modestus Bukauskas. Like, what does Khalil Roundtree bring to the table? That is punishing leg kicks. Jamal Hill has Reggie Miller legs. Let's be honest. All right. Those things are not made for fighting. He just gets away with a lot of stuff because he's talented with the hands. Also, Khalil Roundtree has an ultimate weapon in his corner and named John Wood. Excuse me, coming off a championship victory with Marab. And if you coach Marab, cardio is part of the regiment. Cardio is a requirement. He also trains off and on with Eric Nixick at Extreme Couture. So, you know, he's coming in ready, firing on all cylinders. Jamal Hill's knees are trashed. You know, sure, he may have had surgeries to repair it. But what do we know about things that have been surgically repaired? You could bust them up again. That stuff's not perfect. It often goes away quickly if you start attacking it. So look for Khalil Roundtree to come out, counter the jab with a very high guard, and destroy Jamal Hill's legs early. And then when Jamal is a sitting duck, we're just going to see Khalil rip the body and come over the top with those nasty hooks, Muay Thai style. We might get a clinch elbow in there. Jamal Hill, if he was smart, he would fight behind a jab and shoot a takedown and try to get there. I just don't see it happening. And I see Khalil beating him up. And I think Tanner's right. I think he gets a finish.
We got George.
Man, Jamal Hill's Sweet Dreams nickname is about to be taken out of context by Khalil Roundtree. Jamal's been running through more drama than a soap opera star with injuries and losses piling up, while Khalil's striking's vicious. Vicious enough that it can make a tank tap out. Hill's got the reach advantage, but Roundtree's got that I'm about to end you advantage. This is going to be a Baku banger that'll have the crowd screaming louder than a banshee. I think Roundtree by TKO round 4 because Hill's chin folds like a trifold paper towel under pressure.
Yeah. Okay, so we're all unanimous on that one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those rare nights where we could be going to bed early, guys. There could be a lot of ones and dones, 1 rounds and overs. Knock on wood. I'm not trying to be that guy either, but it's going to be a fun night of fights, I feel like.
Bro, I fell asleep during Buckley and Usman because that shit was at 1:30. I fell asleep during the walkout and woke up in round 3.
I had to rewatch it too.
Yes. So let's move on. Really quick, I want to give a shout out to one of our boys, Danny Martinez,
Dirty
who
Dan.
just had a win. Where was that win at, Will?
Yeah, APFC. So it was Anthony Pettis' Fighting Championships. So he's up there doing his thing in front of legit legends at a legit promotion. straight out of Lafayette, Indiana, trading with our boy Jordan Kreider, training with Andrew Ferguson. He's got a lot of guys that we know that there's so many to list, but Taylor Draper, all you guys, great job with Danny Martinez. Danny Martinez, great job, man. You are a fucking stud and a world-class human being.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, let's talk about.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Devin Jackson had his pro debut. Unfortunately for Devin, he broke his arm in under a minute in the first round. Still continued to fight all 3 rounds. Was in a barn burner. Represented himself and Team Wolfpack valiantly. That kid is not going to quit for anything. Expect big things from him coming back. We will see him again. We're going to promote him just like always, guys. So shout out Devin Jackson.
Okay. So next up, I want to just run through the PFL happened. PFL 5 happened on the 12th, which was that Friday or Thursday? I think that was Thursday, right?
I'm not sure. That was when my baby was here.
Yeah, that was Thursday. So it was the semifinals for the welterweight and the featherweight divisions. So real quick, there was a bantamweight bout to start off where Jason Danner defeated Nathan Gilmore via unanimous decision. Then a featherweight bout where Alexi Pergonde defeated Mike Bardsley via unanimous decision, followed by a welterweight bout where Kinley St. Louis defeated Mohamed Berkamov via rear
He did
naked
what to
choke
him?
in round 3. It choked him with his hands.
He marked him off.
Then another welterweight bout where Sariq Shields defeated Joseph Luciano via unanimous decision. Then a catch weight at 175. Somebody missed weight. Magomed Umaladov defeated Anthony Ivy round 1 via KO. I bet that was the guy that missed weight. It feels like it, right?
I can't believe that Jason Jackson lost.
I know. We'll get to that. There was a featherweight bout where Adam Borix defeated Jeremy Kennedy via majority decision. Then onto the main card, a featherweight bout where Mavlid Kayabulev defeated Kim Tae-kun via unanimous decision. Then a welterweight bout where Logan Storley defeated Masayuki Kikurui via unanimous decision. Then a featherweight bout where Jesus Pinedo defeated Gabriel Braga via TKO in round 1. And then the main where welterweight bout where Thad Jean defeated Jason Jackson via split decision. I can't believe that one either. That one's wild. I thought Jason Jackson was going to win the whole thing. He was who I had slotted to. So now in the finals is Logan Storley and Thad Jean.
Well, who do you think's going to take that?
I like Logan Storley for it, but Thad Jean obviously good enough to take out Jason Jackson. So
Hey, real quick, this weekend is a PFL event, Saturday, July 19th. Do you know who's fighting? Samiku Lady Samurai Inaba is fighting Dangerous Dakota Dichuo in the Champion Series.
That's not good. You should not do that to yourself, Samurai Lady.
Oh man. But Logan Storley has a victory over Joaquin Buckley back in 2018. Logan Storley's really good. He's beaten Neiman Gracie. He's beat Michael Venom Page. So I would go Logan Storley, but I don't know enough out of Thad Jean. I've seen him fight 2 times, I think. And so seeing that he beat Jason Jackson and who I had to take it all makes me question the fight against Logan Storley. So I don't know. It'll be a good one. We shall see. But in the featherweight finals is Jesus Pinedo and Movlid Kayabulov. So that's the PFL. As George pointed out, we've got. You said that is when next weekend.
This weekend, Saturday, July
This weekend.
19th.
This
June 19th, excuse me.
Okay. Okay. I know they have the PFL 6 on the 20th as well, where because that Brent Primus is on that card. Liz Carmouche is fighting, and Kevin Lee is fighting. On
I
that
was
card.
wrong. I was wrong. That Champion Series is July 19th. So that is a
Okay.
month from this weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 21st is the UFC event. So
Yeah, in 4 days there is a PFL tournament. There's a clock down, and that's the World Tournament 6. So that's 4 days
Yes.
away.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And that's what I just talked about with Kevin Lee, Liz Carmouche, Brent Primus, Magomedov.
Yes.
All right. So moving on to the last thing I have for us here. I wanted to go over the who's number one 28 results real quick. In just a second here. All right. So first up on the card, we had Pablo Rosales defeating Victor Rodriguez. He submitted him after 4 minutes to win the bout. He used an anaconda choke. Then next up, we had Carson Quignon defeating Ryan Giuliano. And that one went the distance. He received the favor from the judges. Next up, we had Raina Willink, Jocko's daughter, defeating Alyssa Luna. She submitted her super quick, 3 minutes in, and it was a rear naked choke, I believe. No. What was it? Inside heel hook. That's right. It is his inside heel hook. Next up, Saul Vieira defeated Ari Goldman in a very fast knee bar, 40 seconds.
smells like passing half card.
It was the fastest submission of the night. Next up, Kyle Chambers defeated Victor Silvero. This one went the distance. So Chambers won by decision. And then Declan Moody defeated Philippe Andrew via heel hook. After that, Paige Yvette defeated Juan Ramos with a heel hook as well. Then Lucas Barbosa defeated Dory On. This one went to decision. Looked like a very exhausting match. I mean, those are big boys.
Yeah.
Hulk was trying to get the rear naked choke over and over again, and On was just barely getting out of it, just scooting his shoulders away. Next up, the big shock in the co-main. Kit Dale defeated John J. Ribeiro. So I don't know about you, but I hold John Jay to very high regard, and I did not expect him to lose to Kit Dale. I thought it was going to be a tough fight. I thought Jean Jay was gonna do Jean Jay and get it done, but Kit Dale was able to take him down, and then he hit several sweeps on John Jay. He was able to pass his guard, so good job on Kit Dale. Next up, we had Mika Galval defeating Hanadas Gracie in the main event. He's now the Who's Number One middleweight champion. So he's their welterweight and their middleweight champion. He won by
Jeez.
decision. He wasn't able to defeat Hanadas with the submission, but he still was able to get the victory. And he did try to get the submission. He was trying for a Darce for a while there. All right, that's really all I got.
No, sounds like no USADA in Who's Number One still.
USADA. We don't do that for grappling. What are you? No, get out of here with that.
Thoughts and well wishes to Ben Askren too.
For
Yes,
sure.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I've got nothing left. You guys got nothing? We can.
Yeah, no, I don't
call
have
there.
anything. Just thanks for tuning in, guys. I think we're gonna have another interview for this week. We will post on the main page and post our personal pages if that's coming about. We appreciate the support, and as always, we'll be here next Sunday. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Appreciate it.